Welcome back, folks, to No Resets. We're going to be doing Mega Man X4, any percent buster only with DragonMetalQueen. How are you doing today, DragonMetalQueen?
I'm doing just fine. My name is DragonMetalQueen. I go by she, her pronoun. And I mainly do every Mega Man game buster only, mainly the X series. It's not all I do, but it's what I mostly do. And I'm very blessed to be here with wonderful runners and organizers.
Thank you for that. I'm definitely excited seeing this because I remember when you first started doing this, and just to see the amount of progress that has gone through, it is a truly awesome sight to behold.
Yes, it was a pain. You might as well be going to Las Vegas with the game, and that will be explained during the run. But if you're ready to start the countdown, I'm ready.
And I could do that though.
Oh.
2, 1, go.
Alrighty. Let's see, there we go. So this, can you explain a little bit on the pathing of the first level here? It's pretty self-explanatory for the most part, but...
Yeah, so this is also known as Jumpman X4 because instead of doing the whole ground to air dash or ground to jump dashing like you've seen in X1 and X3, we're basically dash jumping a lot.
And it's pretty awesome that you start with it as well. I think that's just in general in the Mega Man X series, if I remember correctly.
Yes, after X1 you get dash right off the bat.
Okay. Ooh.
And some kind of boot upgrade will normally give you some type of air dash, which we're not going for in this run.
We'll see that Magma Dragoon later on in a little bit. Probably one of the most badass villains, Mavericks in here.
Yes, one of my favorite. Like I've said, it was a couple streams ago where I said even bad RNG Magma Dragoon fight is one of the most fun fights in the game.
I always have a problem with Magma Dragoon myself, but then again, I'm really bad at this game.
So here's the first official stage boss that you have to fight. The iframes are very short, so you're going to notice that I'm using green shots instead of fully charged shots, as it just flies off. You do not want it to fly off, especially not right off the bat. And it'll
Like
smack
that?
you around a little bit. Yeah, it'll smack you around a little bit. Shoot a thing of... Ooh, I caught it! It almost flew off again.
Alrighty, looks like you got... Nice. You got the first one. Good job, good job. Only a couple bonks in there, you know, nothing too bad.
One of those bonks was intentional.
Oh, the Colonel. Oh, that guy's pretty badass too, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he was definitely a chore learning him. But
Now,
I do agree.
oh yeah. Now you said that, well, previously while we were talking, you said that the English version for Mega Man X4 is actually faster than the Japanese version.
Yes, and it's mainly because like before the boss fight starts, the Japanese version they'll actually say something to you before they basically talk stuff to you before they fight, and that takes like a little bit more time. And I think if I remember correctly, that equals up to like it'll waste up to 40 seconds overall for the whole run.
Okay, yeah, that's a good fact. I never knew about that. I just started Mega Man X4 Japanese last night, and I kind of picked that out, but I didn't really make the resemblance between the two. Now this level here, this level is such a pain to me because for somebody that hasn't memorized it, this is a very, very hard level to clear if you don't know where the little nooks and crannies are.
It's even harder when you're trying to... You notice that I'm doing like air dashes with this bike. It actually gives you a little bit more speed and help you finish the auto scroller a little faster.
Oh, nice.
And you'll notice that I'm intentionally getting certain items.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I say you'll notice that I'm intentionally getting certain items on this.
Okay.
Especially the sub-tank. It is not just primarily for safety, it'll actually help get some things done faster, but will damage you a lot if you're not careful.
Yeah, what's up? And that's the Prince of Persia? Okay. And don't forget, folks, we have coming up at 6 p.m. the bonus game Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands if we get to our milestone of $10,000. So make sure to get those donations coming in for the Le Petit. Oh man, I'm really bad at pronouncing this. Le Petit Wood. I don't speak French, unfortunately, and I completely butchered it. But basically, it is a center that helps children who have mental disabilities, and we want to give them as much as we can to help them out so they can continue their good fight to help children in need. So make sure to get those donations in, and then if we get enough, we do get to see Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands with Miss Harvey.
That sounds like a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if I may chime in, I want to see a very, very high-level professional Counter-Strike Global Offensive player, competitor, do a speedrun. Because that would be her very first speedrun in front of a general audience, so it's...
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's from Montreal. We're all from Montreal now. I've known Stephanie at events and everything for years now, and it started back in 2017. We're doing a marathon at the Pixel Challenge event in Quebec City, and she was walking by the general area while someone was doing Super Mario Brothers 3, and it was at the end of the run, and they were going to showcase the Wrong War, for those who are familiar with the game, at the very end, and we're at 7-2, I believe. And I'm like, oh, Steph, come here, come and watch this. You should see this. And she was flabbergasted. She was like, what the hell's going on, guys? Like, why is he at the what? Why is there coins everywhere? Why is the scroll? Oh my god, he finished the game. That was pretty much what happened in the nutshell. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's been that run has been in the making for like 5 years now. So, well, 4 years. So it's I'm very excited to make it happen. So we need each and every single one of you to make it happen. So,
And we'll read.
Awesome.
Oh, definitely. And how do you pronounce it, by the way? I'm really bad at pronouncing.
Les Petits Rois. So RWA. Rois.
Got it. And here's the Magma Dragon fight that we were talking about. And then after this fight, we'll make sure to read the donations that we've gotten. Nice.
Call that box Hadouken's Revenge.
Alrighty, so we have a $25 donation from Ace Gamer Sam. Let's get that 10K milestone. All right, that was a clean That was definitely a clean magma fight from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was in a nutshell. He actually gave me very favorable RNG, not the best, but very favorable. So I didn't get to like jump and hop around and go all places like I was hoping to for bad RNG. But that's the kind of RNG you kind of want, at least.
Okay.
Speaking of RNG, the stage of this boss, yeah, or the boss of this stage, I should say, yeah. Like I said, welcome to the Maverick Casino, everybody.
I remember you talking about this in your world record video about how Storm Owl was going to be a pain.
Oh yeah.
Now we get to see it live.
Yes, I remember mentioning something about like, you know, the bad RNG fight of Dragoon was actually fun, but the bad RNG fight with Owl, however, not so much.
Now, when you're going with that that mech suit, there's a little. Is there a little trick there with the blaster, or?
You just basically have to keep dashing with your momentum. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be stuck there.
Oh. And fun little factoid, there's a little power-up that's actually around this area. I forgot what the power-ups are called, unfortunately, but you have a chance to get either like a Mega Buster or one that actually stores Buster rounds, like Buster shots. And yes. It's just right outside the level here.
Yes, we actually... The horizontal elevator I just skipped is actually somewhere above that. And without the web spider weapon... Hold on. Without the web spider weapon, you can't really get up there. However, there is, to this day, a bounty for whoever finds a way to get up there without using any weapons. For $100.
Oh, I want that bounty.
And this is literally one of the most casino fights, because you don't know if he's going to go down, you don't know if he's going to go up. You want him to stay up.
Ooh, and this attack right here, that is such a pain. It's such a killer, too. The one with the orbs?
Yes. Yeah, it can be. It's not as much as a pain as the attack he just did, which is his ultimate attack, and that's something you do not want to get caught up in.
Oh, the cyclones, or?
No, you'll see in a minute where he just all over in directions.
Okay, that one, yeah.
Which almost killed me.
Alright, well, we got through it first try. That's good, that's good.
And then this stage right here, there's really no RNG to this stage at all. It's just very difficult to execute. That's the only thing. It's just this execution's that difficult. But there's no RNG. There is a NG for the boss, but it's not an RNG because it depends on like where his health is, and I'll demonstrate that when we get there.
Okay.
Okay. There it is. At least I jumped over one of them like I wanted to.
Yeah, this climb.
Yeah, this climb. The climb is a little tedious. I can't believe I missed that. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, let's take this a little safer. I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh,
okay, I made it.
Nice. So we've got just a reminder for the upcoming Bid Wars that we have. We're going to be doing Mortal Kombat Armageddon for their file name. We're actually pretty close of a couple of names there. We've got for the top 3, NoReset, Slowpoke, and Isander. The two that are in the lead right now are Slowpoke and Isander. And then we also have another bid war for Halo 3 versus Halo 4. Halo 3 is currently in the lead. And if you are interested in any of those to donate, please make sure to get that in before we do the runs.
You can actually defeat that sub-boss in 3 cycles. I kind of messed up the 3rd cycle part.
Oh, it takes me all the cycles to beat that one. That's because I'm just bad.
Yes, it's a shame. It's very much a shame. But you can't mash the Buster like you can on the Super Nintendo games, unfortunately. You have to like steady with it, so that makes the fight, the optimal version of that fight, harder than it should be. At least to do it fast.
And this is just the slow climb of the game.
Yes, this is the auto scroll. There's another auto scroll of this game.
Oh man! And for those of you who don't know, it's insta death if DragonMetalQueen gets stuck underneath any of those platforms.
Try to do a little musical buster. With the Mega Man games, it's kind of a tradition that any Mega Man player, no matter what speedrun or not, they buster to the music. And I miss that.
I mean, we've all done it with any video game, including a shooting mechanic. I mean,
Yeah.
either doing it to the beat or doing the Terminator theme, right? It goes like pew 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 pew.
Oh. Nice dodging from the split mushroom clones. There we go.
And a look away. I used to have nightmares with this fight. I'm not gonna cap. Like I used to have really hard time with this fight.
Oh yeah, the amount of wiggle room you have in that fight when you're doing the jump in that is so small. But pretty good either way. It was what, 1 bonk on there, or
Yeah, 1 bonk.
yeah.
Ideally, you don't want to take any bonks unless it's intentional, and that one wasn't really very intentional. Because just like every other game, it's about DPS.
I'll show you no mercy. Now get ready.
Ooh, now we get to see the Colonel.
You notice I'm standing at a spot where projectiles can just get through me, and he doesn't touch me at all. There's a little spot that I'm standing at where it's basically a total safe spot. And I'm not sure if Conster demonstrated in his run, but you can essentially do the same thing with Tiger.
Oh, you can do the same one in Mega Man X3 with that? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and you gotta do it against Tiger. Now, I didn't do that fight right because eventually I would want to go to the left side and, well, I want to bait him to the left side and finish the fight so that way I can be on that side. It'll be faster that way. The next time we fight him later in this game, it won't matter where we're at, but for the first time, you want to end up being on the left side before you hit the final blow.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do this right here. Well.
Oh yeah, the Frost Walrus.
Well, that was a shame. So, as you can see, I tried to do a skip that you only had time for, and I think there's a global timer too.
Okay.
Which is actually what I was practicing before, you know, it was my time to come. And it saves, I think, 5 seconds, if I remember correctly. You lose like 3 or 4 seconds to do it if you don't do it right. There's a safer way. You can just go up top, but then you have to deal with an iceless style jump that's more tedious than an iceless itself. And you know how tedious iceless is, as from earlier.
Yeah. So while the mini boss is going on, I'm going to butcher the name again, so please forgive me. But I wanted to bring up that Le Petit Rois, their mission is to promote the education and development of children with intellectual disabilities, whether or not they fall on the autism spectrum, through the entirety of their lives. They offer tools to support projects dedicated to providing them with stimulating, adaptive environments that facilitate their path toward a life of autonomy and personal growth. And they're working on the Smart Home Project, where they aim to continually improve the lives of futures of young people living with intellectual disabilities, with or without autism spectrum disorders. This brand new environment, developed in collaboration with world-class specialists and renowned institutions, is packed with cutting-edge technology. Everything has been carefully designed to support their daily routine while contributing to develop their autonomy, self-determination, and learning capabilities. That is the group that we are helping today and throughout this weekend. So if you like what you're seeing, folks, please make sure to donate. You can donate toward a bid war for a milestone, anything of the like. As long as you donate, you are helping these children in need, and we appreciate every single penny that comes in. All right, we're coming up on Frost Walrus now.
Yes, Frost Walrus, or what I like to call Potato Walrus.
Why are ice bosses?
It's basically an ice element version of going against Tunnel Rhino.
Because they're too cool to go fast.
Oh, that's something you don't want him to do.
Oh, definitely not.
But because I had a lot of health going into him, I can just take the bonk and hit him. It's still faster than just waiting for him to be done with it. But ideally, you want him to do like, you want him to shoot ice up in the air again like he did the first time.
Yeah.
You want him to keep doing that ideally. Especially in the refights. Refights, you really want him to do that.
All right, so what's up next after the Frost Walrus?
All right, so we're going to go meet Guns N' Roses. I mean, we're going to go to the jungle and we're going to fight Web Spider. Now, there's an optional power-up, as I mentioned before, with boots, which I'm not getting. It's not really worth anything. It's not going to make up time for anything, but it can make things a little safer, I think.
Are you going to be going for those today, or for a safe
No.
spot? Or okay.
So I did think about it. I probably should, but at the same time, I'm so used to not getting them. My muscle memory would not be able to. My muscle memory will not have that.
All right, we've got two big old donations that came in. One from Marth SR for $100. Isander is the only option. And then we have Iman Lusk for $100 as well. Here's some pocket change of the $100 donation train. Next station, 10K. Oh, very, very good job there. Or jump there.
Fun fact, like, for the most part, all of my Mega Man speedruns tend to have, like, a rock or a metal theme to their splits. Like obviously this one, Welcome to the Jungle, it's at least in my X1 through X1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 splits. Because there's always a jungle themed stage.
Oh, barely clearing that web.
And I will grab that though, and take damage off the bat. I shouldn't be air dashing like that. I mean, not air dashing, ground dashing, but it's fine. You do not want to ground dash unless very necessary, because it takes more time for startup than it does in the Super Nintendo game. That's why we mainly dash jump everywhere. We just hold the dash button. This is this is my dash button.
Alrighty, web spider. So this spider has two types of mechanics for attacks. One of them is that web you see, and then the other one will be coming up soon. You'll see little creepy crawlies come out. And the cool thing about this boss too is this is one of the few bosses where when it's off screen you can still damage it. There's the little creepy crawlies. Nice dodge from the web, and bam.
Yes, if you see yourself kind of caught between a rock and a hard place between the creepy crawlies and the web. Go ahead and take the damage from the creepy crawlies so you won't get caught in the web. You do not want to take.
That web takes so much time. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when you're caught in there forever, it feels like. And it's worse before he comes down and makes his own web, because like if you get caught in that web and he's up there, he will immediately come down where you're at.
Oh yeah. And they get 3 ticks too, if I remember correctly. They get 2 from the web and then 1 from the body.
Yes. Something like that. Also, these spheres, you don't want to get caught in those either. Whoops.
Oh man, this is a difficult one, in my opinion. This is what makes speedrunners. I think it's this level. Taking the intentional hit there so they can go through the sphere. Getting that extra reserve. Very nice wall jumps there.
Thank you.
Taking that intentional hit again to go through those spheres.
Now, it hasn't been timed yet, but I feel like it's actually faster to go into the room with where the capsule is, but still skip the capsule rather than just waiting for the thing to go down a rank. Which you're ranked by how fast you go through the stages. And I will eventually time that out to see how much faster it is, if it is faster.
That to me is kind of a fun thing about being a top runner of a category, is to being able to just time out stuff and see what helps.
Okay, Okame confirmed that the right movement, it definitely is faster. Which, by the way, Okame is he's my sensei. He taught me. He didn't teach me this game, but he taught me Mega Man 4 for Buster Only, which that's also another brutal run. Brutal, but it's also fun.
Brutally fun.
Brutally fun.
Ooh, this Cyber Peacock level. Just that ultimate attack there is so annoying.
It can be very annoying. Intentional damage so I can hit him again.
There you go.
But normally you want to avoid getting hit by the arrows because of how much damage it is.
Yeah,
Oh, we did? Oh wow, we did time. Okay.
So we are 76% of the way to the Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands with Miss Harvey. If you would like to donate, please make sure to do that before the time slot is coming up for it. We greatly appreciate it. Like I said, it goes to a great fund for helping out children in need. We also got the Mortal Kombat Armageddon file name coming up. That's coming up in approximately, I think, 11 hours? Somewhere around there. I will also be hosting that as well, so I'll see you guys during that time. Those little robot. The robot always gets me there.
So this stage is kind of straightforward. You do not want to get hit by grenades, by the way, because of how much stun you get when you damage. But other than that, like, this part of the stage is free. It's the next part of the stage that is not so free.
Okay.
See if I can...
Oh, this... Okay, this boss. Bam. Making it look easy.
Yeah, now this part of the stage... which even with the ride armor that I'm about to take... Ow. It can be a bit difficult to try to... I think I'm going to be taking some additional bonk, or intentional bonks rather, to avoid hit pauses or the excessive amounts of. Because if you're familiar with playing a Zero, when you use the Z-Saber, there's hit pauses every time it does damage.
Ooh, nailed it. And you did that little dip because of the robot that was coming up, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing in the world record run, you were talking about, that always gets me.
Yeah, optimally you wanna like, well, basically spam lemons.
Nice. Best part about the dash there is you can get right under that twin slash. Alrighty,
Oh, we got a raid.
Oh, Orla, thank you for the party. Thank you for the party raid. Definitely appreciate it. I think I butchered the name, but I'm not that good at names, guys. I'm sorry.
Alright, now we are out of the 8 maps, and things will just get better from here. Or worse, depends.
And is this where the second colonel's at, or?
Yes.
Okay. And while DragonMetalQueen is going on to the last part of this, just as a reminder, we have 2 bid wars coming up: Mortal Kombat Armageddon and Halo 3 versus Halo 4. And we also have our milestones that we're trying to hit. We're trying to hit a record donation of 15,731.39. We're about 48% of the way there. And also another important milestone is the Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands. We're 76% of the way there. If you want to see a, from what I heard was a CSGO player, Miss Harvey, play their first speedrun, go ahead and give donations to Le Petit Roi. Unfortunately, I'm not a good French speaker, but their primary focus is to help promote the education and development of children with intellectual disabilities, whether or not they fall into the autism spectrum, throughout the entirety of their lives. They offer tools and support projects dedicated to providing them with stimulating, adaptive environments and facilitate their path towards a life of autonomy and personal growth. Now we're here at the second Colonel fight. We're, bam, making it too easy.
It is more easy. It's easier than it. I mean, it's harder than it looks. Is what I meant to say, because of timing. It's mainly the timing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the RNG, obviously, which he didn't give me the best RNG. You know, he kind of made me work for it a little bit.
Alrighty. Was this final weapon, is it called?
Yes.
Alrighty, so those big baddies right there, I see a lot of intentional hits with them. Is that because they just really, like, bulky in terms of health? So just be easier to hit?
Yeah, that, and you want to avoid their rockets because they'll do more, they'll stun you more, so you want to hit their bodies instead. Awesome, you gave me good RNG at the start.
Oh no, one of the most heartbreaking parts of this game is double showing their betrayal toward X. Oh, it's so heart-wrenching. And we just got a donation in from Anne-Marie for $25. I want to see that bonus game so bad, 10K height. Thank you for that donation, definitely appreciate it. Alrighty, getting... Ooh, boy, that is... Woo.
He didn't give me really good RNG because you want him to keep destroy. You want him to do that projectile, and you want to bait his projectile a hop higher so you can have him open for another Buster hit. And he can only be damaged by fully charged Busters.
Okay. You get the little destroy where they have like the sphere or the circle or whatever that is.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
You basically want him to keep doing that. I mean, you also, believe it or not, want him to do his ultimate attack as well. I'm just going to slide down here. Normally, I don't slide down the wall like that long, but to be marathon speedrun friendly, whoops, you kind of take it safe right there.
Yeah, just to make sure. Nailed it.
So final weapon is basically isn't really not a weapon. It's a casino. You'll see what I mean.
Oh yeah, with the general. We just got another donation from
was our destiny to fight.
Octopillion, I believe is how you pronounce it, for $50. This is for the lack of Sailor Moon this year.
Oh,
Thank you for the donation on that. Definitely appreciate it. I actually got into NoReset speedruns through one of the cosplay percent Sailor Moon speedrunners. They brought it to my attention and recommended me to this fine group. So I definitely want to thank them for that. And I want to thank Octopillion for the $50 donation again. We also have a $5 donation from Master Fred 7 for $5. I'm broke, but I want to see Miss Harvey's run so bad. $5 train hype. $5 train hype! Let's do this. Oh, we're almost done with the general. Bam! Yeah, we do have a Sailor Moon art tomorrow. That is true.
all right. Now for the refights, and you can take this time to shout out any more donations or any updates for incentives or what have you.
Alrighty, so just as a reminder, everybody, we are doing donations for Le Petits Rois, and their mission is to promote the education and development of children with intellectual disabilities, whether or not they fall under the autism spectrum, throughout the entirety of their lives. They offer tools and support projects dedicated to providing them with stimulating, adapted environments that facilitate their path towards a life of autonomy and personal growth. They are currently working on the Smart Home project, which aims to continually improve the lives and futures of young people living with intellectual disabilities with or without autism spectrum disorders. This brand new environment, developed in a collaboration with world-class specialists and renowned institutions, is packed with cutting-edge technology. Everything has been carefully designed to support their daily routine while contributing to the developing their autonomy, self-determination, and learning capabilities. All right, this is a Storm Owl, right?
Yes.
Ooh. Is Storm Owl harder the first time or the second time?
It depends. Okay. I do notice that there's actually a variable because originally you start on the right side.
Oh, that's true. As you start on the left on this side.
Yes.
Or on this time. Oh, those orbs are such a pain. Like, literally. Oh, that was a good dodge there. Take a lemon to the face. Do they accept new tenants? They do all the time.
You know, the refights can be scary if you know, especially if you're trying to avoid getting the health item after each fight.
Oh, we got good old Frost Walrus here. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to go for that bonk, that the damage boost for that, just in the sake of not.
Nice.
Now, what I was doing with hitting it with a point blank charge shot and then hitting it with a green shot. It was a little CFO technique that you probably may have seen Conster do. It's a popular thing in the Super Nintendo games of the X series. It's basically keeping the enemy on iframes.
Okay.
Without hitting him while he's in iframes.
We're seeing that dash again to get under that twin slash. To me, it just feels like most if not all of the Mavericks are like badass in X4.
Yeah, these like I thought Slash was so badass. First time I seen him, he ran through those tracks like that on like some anime stuff, and I had a hard time. I had a hard time playing just because I was in awe in that. Also, I must be shooting that charge shot pretty early because I keep missing that.
Yeah, unfortunately. You can see DragonMetalQueen's. Oh, I was gonna say her awesome dodging skills. I think I got hit by the last one. Still pretty good though. Oh, that.
Okay.
There's just such a small window for that for that jump.
I think that was my first death.
I think so too, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, let's just say it was your first one. Nobody saw it anyway. Doesn't matter. It was just you were just getting your health back, that's all.
Yep. It was strategic, everybody.
Pro plays from DragonMetalQueen.
Yeah.
Okay. And a little hopscotch action in there.
Now that bonk at the end, that was bitch.
Yeah, exactly. The Buster only for Split Mushroom is difficult.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Go ahead. I was going to say I'm not sure what would be exactly harder, bad RNG of Owl or just Split Mushroom in general. Because as difficult as Split Mushroom is, he's also one of my favorite fights.
I would, for me personally, yeah, that's a tough call. I'm not the greatest with owls, so, but I know that Split Mushroom's, you know, possible. Well, of course it's possible, but for somebody who's not a speedrunner of the game.
Yeah, it's not easy. It was definitely, like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that fight optimally because how tedious it was. Like, my only saving grace is the fact that there's really no RNG to it.
Yeah. Just as a reminder, folks, we're trying to push for that $10,000 hype to get Miss Harvey to do Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. So if you have not donated already, now is a fantastic time to get that in. We do appreciate each and every one of you that has donated already. And it's, like we've said before, it's going to a great cause to help children in need. Oh. Nice.
Now,
So
for safety's sake, I'll take that health.
yeah, but with the bid wars for Halo 3 and Halo 4 were less than $100 apart between the two. My personal favorite happens to be Halo 3, but don't let that sway your judgment of what you want to see. Go ahead and donate now to the cause, and you get to pick which one that they're going to be doing. Ooh. Alrighty. We got stage 2 going on.
Oops.
Well, I mean, those iframes definitely help, except for that part.
Alright, we are done with the refights.
Alright, now that we got the Mavericks out, we get to see the part that I hate the most.
No, unfortunately, this is the only part where you're forced to use the weapon. Well, at least the first phase. You only get damaged by Rising Fire if you're X, or Ryujin by 0. I hope I said that right.
Ryujin, yeah, that's how I say it.
Finished.
So, Sigma has 3 stages here, folks. So, the first one is pretty simple, self-explanatory for the most part. You just smack them a few times with the Rising Fire.
Try to still get.
Oh.
Notice I immediately swapped back to Buster.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Also, for all the X games, and probably all the games after Mega Man 7 and after, if you press the 2 weapon swap buttons at the same time, you go back to, like, the Mega Buster's weapon.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing to know. Alright, so this is the second form of Sigma out of 3.
Yes.
And DragonMetalQueen's making sure that they're hitting the side wall to get that electrical charge on the wall, and that way it's not doing the boomerang fight for Sigma.
Yeah, we don't want to get Kawangered on X4.
Prepare to become space dust.
Alright, now the third and final form. Yeah, this fight. This haunts me to this day, this fight here.
Oops. Yeah, this is the real casino right here. This is like Big Baller Casino.
Oh, looks like you're making good work so far.
Also, you don't want to get smacked by that laser. It deals big damage.
No, that's a lot of damage.
We want to be safe and not get. That's what you don't want Sigma to do. Not fast enough.
Oof. Now, what's the significance of hitting the 3 heads, if there is any?
Well, destroying the head that's actually doing the attacking will get rid of all of them or make the fight faster.
Okay.
But for Buster only, like, this blue one's really the only one worth killing. Okay, I'll be safe here. Now, if it does it again, I might have to use a sub tank. Not to save my butt. Well, I mean, it would be to that too, but to get another hit in.
Ooh, the final countdown. This is such an intense fight. It's just, it gets me every time I see it.
I'll use this one first.
Oof.
Alright. Gunner Sigma down and we gotta deal with Junkhead. I'll be safe here.
Alright, we're approaching the end of the run here soon. Can DragonMetalQueen beat the Junkhead in time? Nice dodging of the orbs from yellow.
Not soon enough. There it is.
Alrighty. And this is the rock pattern's probably the worst pattern of them all, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It can waste a lot of your time because of lack of opening of getting a head off. Alright, this is not time yet.
You still have to go through the door and
Yes. I'll let you know.
Hold on,
And time.
alrighty. GG's, DragonMetalQueen. Thank you so much for running with us.
No problem. 56:33. That's actually a pretty good time for what kind of run it was.
Awesome possum. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to be heading out here shortly. Well, my name is King Dirtle from the Dirtle Kingdom. I'll be back for the Mortal Kombat Armageddon. And yeah, thanks again to DragonMetalQueen. Thank you everybody for doing the donations. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. Thank you everybody in chat. You guys are awesome.
And thank you so much for your hosting. It was a pleasure co-hosting with you. And I believe you're going to leave the audience in the good, capable hands of Tainted Tally.
Alrighty, Tainted Tally. You know, let's give some hype for Tainted Tally, shall we?
Don't worry.
Tainted Tally hype.
Go home and rest. You've earned it.
But Zero.
All right. So we're going to go to a quick
what if I
transition,
become
get
one
everything
of the
set up
Mavericks?
for the next run, which, I don't know. We'll
Don't
figure
answer a
out
silly
in a couple of
question.
minutes
I'm
whether it's
breaking
Halo 3 or Halo
Wait,
4.
Zero.
So
I'm
stay tuned. We'll be
serious.
right back.
Zero.